There are a lot of people who owe Katherine Heigl a huge apology, and I want to talk about why. Spoiler alert, if you know anything about Anne Hathaway and her hate period, it is a lot like that. But if your For You page is anything like mine, you've been getting a bunch of videos of Katherine Heigl and Ellen Pompeo sitting down and having a conversation. And a lot of that conversation is revolving around Katherine Heigl and how she was completely ostracized from Hollywood. Now, whenever I was watching Grey's Anatomy a few years ago, I remember hearing the rumors that, Katherine Heigl was a diva, she got fired from set, blah, 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 blah. And so I was doing some research into this yesterday, and I found that the reason that she was called a diva is because she spoke out about the Grey's Anatomy set having 17-hour workdays, which is longer than real surgeons work, by the way. So she spoke out about that, and she was also upset about, the writing on the show. Mind you, she was a child actor, she was sleep deprived, and as soon as she spoke out about the show, she went straight to Shonda Rhimes and apologized to her face. But it was too late. They fired her. They put out rumors that she was a diva. And then what completely had her blacklisted is she was the lead in the movie Knocked Up. It's a Judd Apatow movie. It's super funny, whatever. But in an interview years later, after the film was already promoted and everyone already saw it, she came out saying, the movie was a little bit sexist. That's what she said. A little bit sexist. The women were portrayed as, humorless shrews, where the men were portrayed as, lovable, funny dudes. Now, I love the movie Knocked Up, and I think that you can think it's funny and still agree that, yes, it was a little bit sexist. She just spoke her truth. But that's completely, what ended it for her. Her saying the movie that she was involved in was a little bit sexist. Everyone was like, she's so ungrateful for her job. She's a bitch. She's a diva, etc. And that's what got her ostracized from Hollywood. I thought that something else, bigger happened. But it's just because she said the movie that she was in was a little bit sexist. Mind you, if a man would have done any of those things that she did, he probably would have been called assertive, standing up for what he believed in, etc., etc. And it's just so crazy to see how she was completely, isolated. And not many people, defended her. Now, I will say Josh Duhamel, defended her and was she's, a great gal. But it's not like people from the Grey's Anatomy set were coming to her defense at that time, which is just so crazy to think about. And I just think that she was completely, a victim to the early 2000s. But it's not like this doesn't happen today.